The Cougars in 5 with ECU edge Ruffin once again working his way towards the sideline and leaps in the end zone, taking out less.
Welcome. This is episode 2 of our second sports rundown of the season with TECSpertZ and Pirate Media 1. I am Jackson. I'm part of WZMB 91.3. Also have a show Inside the Lines on Friday 12 to 1 with my great co-host and friend.
How we doing? I am Anthony. I do Inside the Lines here with this guy over here, Jackson. We operate from 12 to 1, like he said, on Friday, so be sure not to miss it. As far as to the gentleman to my left, how are we?
Hey, good. Thanks for asking. I'm Brendan. I'm the sports editor for the East Carolinian newspaper. We have papers that come out every Tuesday and Thursday. Make sure you check those out on ECU's campus.
And I'm Daniel Shepard. I'm the sports chief for the East Carolinian newspaper, and I think you covered the rest.
So we're going to give a quick recap of 2 weeks ago where we took on William & Mary at ECU. We won 19-7, a little bit closer of a game than I think the fans would have liked. I thought we would have beat them by 3 touchdowns, but I also said that if they score 14 points on us, I would be every bit of upset, and that did not happen. So I went home Saturday very happy. And then, so what all can y'all take away from this game 2 weeks ago where we took on William & Mary at home, Brendan?
I know a comforting thing for me was at least if our team can't produce, if East Carolina can't produce offense and consistently, pass the ball and make completions and score in the end zone, at least we have Jake Verity can knock down those field goals for us to at least get some points on the board for us.
Yeah, I agree. I think he went, 4 for 5 in that game on field goals?
Yes.
And, he's without Darius Penix again in the run game, but Trace Christian stepped up and led the way on the ground. And I think he's going to have to do that again this week with Penix out again.
Well, like you guys said, pretty much the offense kind of had trouble rolling. Didn't really score touchdowns necessarily, but, Jake was nailing them left and right, 4 for 5, like you said, as far as field goals go. So he was a big help to our offense this last week against William & Mary.
Oh, yeah, and so that also made us to where we were 2-0 at home, which was a big win. I think we're going to live off the momentum of bend but don't break this year as we take on as we took on ODU this past weekend where we traveled to Norfolk. We were able to snap a 10-game away losing record since 2017, I believe. So it was a big step in the right direction. We're one step closer to getting to 6 wins, which will make us bowl eligible. So what all could y'all take away from that ODU game?
I think just the differences in the year so far with the passing game, we had long passes in this game. It was almost kind of weird to see. I am very much a poor, and so I wasn't able to pay for the ESPN Plus to watch it on TV, but I was keeping up with it on the ESPN app and through that. And when I saw, 50-yard pass, up the middle on the first play of the drive and all these long passes that Holton's completing, it was kind of a comforting thing to know that where we saw him only throwing short slants and trying to throw it far and overthrowing the receivers in a lot of cases, he's finally completing those long passes. He's kind of rounding out all of his abilities as a quarterback.
Yeah, I would agree with just about everything he said, but the defense really stepped up against ODU. He had a blocked punt, returned for a touchdown, 2 interceptions, fumble recovery. They really did everything to keep ECU in that game.
We kept ODU to 7 points, I believe, on the board. So obviously, like you said, great job on the defensive side of the ball. An area where we've struggled, along with the offense and kind of getting something going. So that's pretty much wrapping up our ODU chat as we move on to potentially what's going on this week. So, fellas, what are we thinking looking into this week?
So it is our first blackout game of the season. As I'm wearing black right now, I will probably not wash this till Thursday because, as the great Sugar Free says, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And that brings me into the next stat. ECU is 0-5 for the over this year. I think the total is sitting at 49 points right now. I believe that will go under. As far as the spread goes, we are 11.5-point underdogs. If that number gets to 12, I might be looking at it, but I still think, man, it's going to be tough. With this shaky offense this year, I'm just hoping we pull out a win at home for our blackout game. Brendan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I would agree with a lot you're saying. I think if that spread can stay to that 11-point spread, even if, we get knocked down to a 10-point spread, even if we get lucky, I think we can make a good run at maybe putting up some touchdowns. One thing that we did in the NC State game to open our season, we had a really good drive all the way down the length of the field pretty much against an opponent that is a significantly more, talented and better than us, and even in a, dare I say, a more competitive conference of football. And the fact that we could do that there, and, we ended up fumbling on the goal line, so that killed all our momentum. But I think if we can do that, we can definitely make a run at the spread. But, overall, I think we're going to probably end up losing to Temple in this game.
Yeah, I would agree. Temple's, a big physical football team. Mike Houston addressed that yesterday during his weekly press conference. They're very experienced, a lot of juniors, a lot of seniors, and looking at their stat sheets earlier in the year, it looks like they can throw the ball down the field whenever they want to. So it should be an interesting challenge for ECU at home.
I definitely agree with that. And I think one thing we definitely need to focus on this game is third down conversion. We're only at 34% on the year, so that definitely needs to go up on Thursday night if we want to be successful. And we definitely got to complete them third downs. And that will do it for the second rundown of the season. Be there for Blackout Night at 8 o'clock. ECU, don't miss it, and go Pirates.